rainy day, shitty day, good day for
Wet
travel.
day. Everything's wet.
We're on our way to Savannah, Georgia.
We're going to stay for a week, so some downtime. We
Yeah.
didn't, you know, we have stayed in places a couple of days to see stuff, but they've been busy days, and
Yeah.
so we're hoping that we can get down to Savannah and slow down.
Yeah. Clean up the truck, clean up the trailer,
Yeah.
do a little R&R.
Yeah. We are in either South Carolina heading into Georgia, or we just crossed over into Georgia. We're about, I want to say, 50 miles from Savannah, and there was a couple prior to seeing that semi ahead of us that were from Nova Scotia. They were from Bridgewater,
Yeah.
Nova Scotia, and we met them at the NASCAR
Charlotte.
at Charlotte Racetrack. Yeah. Anyways, just wanted to give you a little bit of a view of what the roads are like here in South Carolina, Georgia. I took a few pictures of flooded out forested areas where the river overcome its banks and flooded into whole forested areas. Ditches are all full of water. We were seeing lots of kind of barrier things to keep water, I think, off the roads. Lots of trees down, but for us, it hasn't impacted our way as we make our way here. The roads have been all cleared and things have been good that way. But I can only imagine the people that lived here and what it's done. You know, we saw cotton crops that I would say probably are half of what is normal, and some that couldn't be picked, probably related to this. So just, yeah, the devastation, I can only imagine. We stayed at Fire Creek RV Resort just outside of Savannah, and it was the first time we saw notices for gators. This was my transition picture. Next video will show you. Okay, what are we doing?
We're gonna go check out Forsyth Park, where that famous fountain is, and Forrest Gump's bench or whatever.
Yeah, and check out the Spanish
Savannah.
moss. Just dripping from the trees. So cool. I'm transitioning from all the leaves
It's sort of like
to the Spanish moss.
Georgia.
Yeah, I'm in love with this. If we could have a covered bridge with Spanish moss and the fall leaves, oh my,
complete.
Yeah, it'd be the best bucket list ever. We're just walking up to the infamous fountain in Savannah. I'm not sure which one of these benches is Forrest Gump's bench, but beautiful area, beautiful day.
Farmer's market going on.
Yeah,
So it's kind of busy.
yeah, it's very busy actually. So we think we're gonna come and do the city trolley tour or whatever, maybe Monday, hoping that it won't be quite so busy. Yes, just check out that Spanish moss and the fountain. Amazing. Because it was so busy in Savannah, we decided that we would head out for the day. We were on the motorcycle. It was beautiful, not a cloud in the sky, 23 degrees, and we headed to Tybee Island. It was a beautiful day. Loved seeing all the little canals with the boats. So we left the trusty steed there so that we can walk down to the beach at Tybee Island. That's where we are in Georgia. So stay tuned. We'll take some picture videos along the way.
No Gemma.
No Gemma. Yeah, she would have liked this part, I think. Kind of cool little boardwalks over the sand and I don't know, whatever, shrubs. I can see beach and I can see boats.
Here we are on Tybee Beach. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Beautiful day out. People out enjoying the day, Saturday. Apparently the port at Savannah is the second busiest on the East Coast. So it's a really busy port for shipping containers and all that kind of stuff. Crazy.
We walked along the beach down to the pier to see what was happening, and of course we had to stop for a drink.
Morning, Trace.
Good morning.
What's up today?
Today we're gonna do a trolley tour into Savannah.
Yeah. So we haven't really done one of these yet. Like we always say, like when we get to a spot, there's always those hop on and hop off tours. So we're gonna go on this one. It's $30 and it takes you in town, brings you back around 5 or something like that.
4:30, yeah, 4:30.
Yeah. So
Lonely day for Gemma.
Yeah.
I always feel bad having to leave her behind. That's why we don't do very many of these things. But
it's gonna be about 23 degrees today or something like that.
24. It's
24.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we are lots of history in Savannah, so that's why we really would like to do this tour.
I'll probably take a few pictures, a couple videos.
You think?
Hey, we gotta go or catch the bus. So talk to you later.
Savannah is laid out in town squares, so every area is kind of got a fountain or some piece of art in the midst of it. And remember, we did say that it was a very busy port town. Of course we bought the cookies. Note the cobblestone streets. These were actually the ballast stones that were thrown out of the ships, and they used them to pave the streets in Savannah. I love that they repurposed everything in Savannah. Many of the stores were the original buildings. The bricks were over top of the stone buildings that were originally there. We took in the Prohibition Museum.
Through this old God-hating world, and I want to take a pledge in this audience to join me in a pledge that you will never rest until this old God-hating, Christ-hating, whiskey-soaked, Sabbath-breaking, blaspheming, infidel, bootlegging old world is bound to the cross of Jesus Christ by the golden chains of love. Congress has passed a law.
Back then. They had to do it. They had to make moonshine to make ends meet. This is the way of life. This is just a family heritage and a tradition. Then Prohibition started. Prohibition says you can't make alcohol, no way. Legal or illegal. All the city saloons closed, all the business, You cannot buy, drink, sell alcohol nowhere. Well, guess what? That was great for the moonshiners. Our business is booming here. It took off like crazy. I've been working this steel day and night. You see that barrel mash right there? It's about ready to run. I'm gonna put it in that steel right there, get that fire just right. The stump will go to thump. That creek water comes in right there and hits that copper coil. Should come out of there 120 proof. Well, that's looking good right there, but I tell you what, if you get caught with that 120 proof, you'll pay a fine. If you get caught making that moonshine with that steel right there, you go to jail.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Just prescribe alcohol. Or learn to make it at home. Oh my goodness, we've come to the end of the row. Oh, but it says press here.
What do you want? Who sent you?
Gus sent me.
Gus sent you.
Gus sent me.
Yeah. All right. Come on.
Are you allowed in here?
Well, Gus sent me.
Who did?
Gus. See, Kevin? I knew NASCAR was bad. It leads to bad things, like getting all hopped up on alcohol and
No.
doing illegal things.
They were just delivering it.
Sure, McCaig, sure. In the mid-30s, Ford Body offered the junk man says, say $50. He'd then tear out the seats, maybe weld the doors shut, return to the junkyard for a rusty old V8. That's what Kevin would be doing if he lived back in these days. Or that's what he thinks he'd be doing.
We're just down on River Street in this big container ship. Well, I think it's big anyways. It's floating on by. Going at a pretty good speed.
Maybe the tugboat is in front.
Yeah. And here comes the trolley. That's crazy.
One of the stops was Cathedral Basilica of St. John the Baptist in Savannah. I couldn't believe we weren't in Europe. Interesting fact, those stained glass windows were actually shipped over from Austria. Loved those brick brownstones, and of course the birthplace of the Girl Scouts. Interesting fact, those bricks on her home were the same ones made by slaves. Our tour guide told us if you look closely at the bricks, you can actually see their handprints in them.